Hey there, welcome to the Influencer Affiliate Marketing Podcast. My name is Stacia Kennedy. I'm so excited, like I always am every morning, to have my friend Drew Burks here. He is actually in San Diego, where I used to reside in. And so we actually met in IRL, hashtag in real life. He is actually a 2 Comma Club winner, has been doing internet marketing and online marketing for years and years and years, also has a similar background in real estate. So we're going to talk about everything that has to do with online marketing, getting started. If you're new to affiliate marketing or just wanting to grow your business online, make sure to stay tuned. Welcome to the show, Drew.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me. So I didn't realize it sounds like you said you just moved.
I did. Actually, this is my new background. I know we haven't catched up in a while, or caught up. We're going to catch up. I'm so bad at grammar. I actually recently moved, like really recently, last month. Actually picked up everything after my son graduated from Torrey Pines High School. We decided to move back. It was going to be a temporary thing, but I've now actually decided that I'm done. I was done. I mean, I loved California. And actually, I'll just, like I always am, authentic and real. I'm actually getting a divorce. So I haven't really fully announced it on social media, but whoever ends up watching the recording. Yeah. It's actually the best thing ever. We're still working things out, but honestly, I've never been happier, and my vibrations and like all the good vibes and things have been like shifting, and you may or may not have seen it. Depends on how long you've been following me, but yeah, I've like attracted a lot of things. My mom actually bought a house up here. I have a lot of family member up here. And so prior to moving to San Diego, I've been here for the last 20 years. And my mom actually literally bought a house and closed the month, like literally the same month. And I was like, why did you buy a 4-bedroom house? Oh, guess what? We're all moving back.
Well, that's cool. So
Yeah.
now closer to family.
Yeah, right close. So I don't know how long it'll be. Yeah, we're going to get on each other's nerves soon.
That's why my family's in South Florida and I'm in San Diego. Enough distance. Well, congratulations on all that. It's exciting.
Thanks. So you guys behind the scenes, if you stay tuned, I'll let you know where to get the behind the scenes recordings, because we just were talking here, me and Drew, about some amazing things. And I don't know why, but every single episode, you guys, we always end up talking about mindset. And literally Drew was just sharing with me some amazing things that happened. So stay tuned. But I'm going to have Drew right now share a little bit about his journey, how he got started. And so you can learn a little bit more about him and what he does.
Yeah, so I'll try to give you the complete picture as quickly as possible. So I'm a serial entrepreneur, right? I'm 46 years old. I've always been an entrepreneur ever since I've been a little child. And like most entrepreneurs, I have all the stories of selling candy and selling toys and doing all this stuff, bike washes and all this stuff. But fast forward to San Diego, it was 2009, I believe it was. I was in real estate, and I was actually supposed to go to Chicago to speak at the Young Professionals Network Committee for NAR. And I was the chairperson for YPN here in San Diego. And the problem was my oldest child had just been born maybe 6 months earlier, and I didn't have any money. Real estate market sucked. And I was like, man, we got to go to Chicago in a couple of days. We don't have any money. Now, fortunately, our flights were paid for in the hotel, but we didn't have any money for anything else. Like, we were just tapped out. So I said, let me do a webinar. And I'd never done a webinar before, Stacia, but I decided to go on my Facebook and ask realtors if anyone would be interested in learning how to use social media to grow their real estate business. And I posted a go-to webinar link. I'd set up a free 14-day trial to go to webinar, posted on there, didn't know what I was doing. And I had 8 people sign up or register. And so out of those 8, all of them showed up, which I couldn't believe.
Wow.
Right. And so then, sorry, someone texted me there. So all 8 get on there, and I'm just having a real conversation with them. There was no perfect webinar script, right? ClickFunnels didn't even exist at that point. And I was just going through and having a real conversation, and I was trying to deliver real value. But probably the greatest thing I did is I used the poll and GoToWebinar to ask questions. And I was making the questions up as I was going, but I was asking the questions in a way that was leading them to say, yes, I want this. And at the end, I said, hey, here's all the poll questions we asked. It looks like all of you want more help. If I were to offer one-to-one help, I would probably price it at this. And if I did group, I'd probably price it this price. And I forget the exact prices, right? This is 10 years ago. But they all said, well, we would want to do the group just because it was cheaper. And so I said, great. If I were to agree to do that, would you guys sign up? And they said yes. And so long story short, 6 of the 8 signed up, and I made like $2,400. And I was hooked. I was like, man, this is so much easier than a real estate escrow. Like this was crazy. So I was hooked at that point. I was like, well, 2010-11, I created my first ever online course called 90-Day Blog Blueprint. And I ended up selling over 6 figures of that via webinars. And that was just like this complete freedom and like security of like, man, I can actually make money this way. And I don't have to worry about an escrow closing, or I don't have to worry about 10 different people being involved with the transaction and hoping it goes through. And I just haven't looked back since then. I've created courses. I've helped people do the same thing. And for me, that's time freedom is by far my most, besides my kids and my wife, but like the time freedom is where I place most of my value, because if I have the freedom to spend my time how I want, I get to coach my kids basketball and their baseball and their football, and I get to go to all their school events. And so that's just, for me, at the stage I'm at right now, that's far more valuable than the money. So I'm not trying to get my Lamborghini and my mansion just yet.
I know. I'm like, I really want to do a video. Like, here is my Prius, and I'm here in front of my garage.
Yeah, it's funny. There was a girl, Roeder.
Oh my God!
You know her?
I love Laura. Back in the day, yes.
He did a video like that. You might remember, like in an old shitty car, and she pulled up in a parking lot, and it was like a beater, and she opened the door, and like there were empty soda bottles falling out on the when she opened the door. It was hilarious.
Oh my God, I gotta find that. I need to have, I have like tons of water bottles. I
actually have a photo of Laura holding my oldest son Grayson at the Inman event, the Inman Connector, Inman News event in San Francisco. Laura was there as a speaker, and I was there as a speaker, and we were all like in a little speaker kind of hangout, networking, drinking event, and I was there with my wife and my oldest kid at the time. And so I got a picture with her holding my little son on her lap.
No way.
Yeah. So yeah, I go way back. I've been doing this for a while, and I love it. But webinars, to me, I don't really know if it's webinar station. It's just online courses, just online sales. I think the sentence that I love most was a sentence I get from Frank Kern, if you know that guy. He says, the most dependable and consistent way to generate wealth is to turn paid advertising into profit. And I remember reading that. I was like, man, you couldn't describe online marketing any more succinctly, right? It's like, that's really all it comes down to. And everyone tries to complicate it and make it so sophisticated so they can sell you their, $40,000 course.
Yeah. Frank makes it so simple. And I mean, even his sales funnels, his sales pages, I've been getting really into Frank's stuff actually recently. And he's always been a paid advertising direct response guy. And now he's literally opened my eyes up to intentional based branding. And that's actually going to be my next, that's going to be I've got so obsessed about it. Like that's my signature program now. Tomorrow I'm doing a webinar. We're going to open that up. And I've been speaking about it at all these different events. I've been telling people, I'm telling my clients about it. I'm going to put a group together just like you were talking about. Like that's kind of how I started, with little workshops. I would actually do live local workshops, did networking events, and then was just like, who wants to learn how to do this? So.
Right. Yeah, it's amazing. And that was when I was still in real estate. I used to lead workshops at SDAR to teach realtors how to build their own real estate blog. And it was crazy. The first time I did that, I made over $1,100 an hour in hosting referral commissions. And I was like, man, this was so easy. I just got people in a room and taught them how to do something. And I felt good. It was fulfilling and it delivered value. And that was around the same time, 2010, 11, where it's just like, man, you can make really great money not selling anything, right? Just helping people. The key is people got to want to know how to do it and they'd be willing to actually do the work.
Yeah, exactly. That's totally key. I've had people come up to me and ask me, well, like, I want to do what you do, like, but I'm like, do you understand how much work I actually do? Like I
thought it was magic.
Yeah, I'm like, so if I sign up for ClickFunnels and you create a sales page, like I'm just going to generate leads, right? Like, right. No.
Or I think I get this a lot, like, hey, I want to do what you do. And I'm like, all right, great. Here's what you need. And they're like, I got to pay for ClickFunnels? That's $97 a month. And I have to pay for an email? And I got to run ads. This is a scam. Like, I don't trust you. I saw someone else on Facebook that said I could make $1 million with just $2 a day in ads. I get that at least once a week, for real, all joking aside. Someone will call me and they'll say, hey, I see that you've helped a few people build 7-figure businesses. I want to do that. And I'll say, great. And then everything will seem legit, right? They'll be motivated. They'll have great experience, great value. They'll even have a course. Their price points are right. And then they'll say, well, I only have like $30 a month for ads. And I'm a numbers guy. So I always like do screen shares with people, and I always use a funnel calculator, I call it. So I just plug in their numbers and then it'll show them, like one sale. And then they're like, well, what's wrong with that calculator? I thought I was going to make $1 million. Like, well, no, your expectations have to be in alignment with reality, right? Like you can't, even if you get 1 penny opt-ins, the math still doesn't equal $1 million. Like, do some basic math.
So tell me a little bit more about this $1 million 2 comma club. How can someone get started? And actually, I was just talking to my girlfriend the other day. Like, sometimes I think a lot of us are like, whoa, 2 comma club. Can we just be a 1 club, 1K club first? Or like what, like, how do we do the numbers backwards plan to make that 2 comma club award happen?
On this a couple years ago, so if you want to make $1 million, you just have to work backwards, right? So if you have $1,000 course, you have to sell 1,000 of those. And then if you want to sell 1,000, you have to figure out what your conversion is going to be. So without going through the math, right? You'd say, oh, if I need to sell 1,000 and a 10% conversion, and to get that, I need to have so many registrations, and my page is going to register 30% conversion, so divided by that. So it's just really working backwards, so that every day, like anytime we're working on a project that we want to be 7 figures, we work backwards so we know every day how many clicks we have to get and how many registrants we have to get. Yeah, if you do that, then you know every day whether you're on target or you're not on target, right? Like if you don't get any registrations today, probably not on target.
So let's talk about what have you been up to lately? What are you working on? You're helping other people create funnels. Like what have you been working on lately?
Yeah, a couple things. I mean, in terms of like trading time and working with clients, I still am currently helping people build webinars. The goal is always to do a couple 7-figure webinars each and every year. At FHL, I had this grand idea that I would help 20 people. It was a little, I think, caught up in the excitement of the event. And not that I wouldn't like to do it, but I just find out it probably 2 of them, maybe even 1 of them really has what it takes to do 7 figures. So I'm working on one right now that we're doing about 60 grand a month, which is really great. The client came to me, they had a webinar existing. They'd done $120,000 with the webinar over 18 months. But when I looked at it, I said, hey, you should be still getting any money. Like, it was so terrible. So we redid the whole thing, and they did 60 grand in the first month. And so they were stoked because that was 50% of their revenue in 30 days compared to 18 months. The problem is now I need the client to automate it. And there's a process that I run people through, and it takes about 30 days for the average person. But I find there are 2 types of people to do more. But when at this level of webinars, there's those who are just really content the way it is, right? They're like 50 grand a month is fantastic. I'm not going to do any better. And then there are those who are like, I want to get to 7 and multi-7. And if I could leave anything with your audience that where I can see there's one distinct thing, and it's an analogy. I love analogies. So it's the difference between like a Julia Roberts or a Jim Carrey or Brad Pitt, or like, you know, like an A-list actor that you know their names, you've seen their movies, versus like a actor that's real and they're not really in movies because we don't know them, we've never seen them. And the difference, I would say, is like, you know, the Jim Carreys, they practice their lines. They show up and they practice, and it's just second nature to them. The other people show up and they're trying to read their lines and act at the same time. And so that's why I see when it comes to webinars, so this particular client I have right now, he won't practice it. He just will do it live once a week. And, you know, it's converting at like 15%, which is fantastic. But when he attempted to do it automate, just take a version and make it automated, it went down to 3%. And I knew it was going to happen. I told him it would happen, but they just don't want to practice. And I never understand that. And I can't be the only one that hears this, Stacia, but people will say to me, like, I don't have time. Or it takes too much time, as if building a 7-figure business shouldn't take time. Like, it drives me nuts, and I could go on a rant about it forever. But so because of that, I don't work with a lot of people, right? Because I like to work. I'm an entrepreneur, like every entrepreneur, right? The old saying is you'll work 80 hours, work 8 hours a week to avoid going to the job 40 hours a week. Like, so we don't mind work. We like to work. And I find a lot of people don't like to work. Who's that cutie?
This is Ava, my little girl.
Hi, Ava.
Hi, Ava.
Hi.
Say hi.
How old?
Yeah, I mean, people were like, that's why I don't know. I'm totally obsessed too. Like, I'm like, my live streams, most of them suck, but I just keep practicing and that's why I can go off the cuff. But I would definitely like want to be more, you know, yeah, exactly. Like, people perfect their craft, acting is pretty hard. Like, people think it's so easy.
Yeah, I mean, you have to put it in the time. You just do. So beyond that, the 2 things I'm working on is I'm creating a course called Become the CEO, and it's designed to transform self-employed entrepreneurs to 7-figure business owners. And so it's, you know, a process of teaching people how to go from, you know, where I struggled for so long, it's the time trap, right? Like they go from an entrepreneur to creating jobs for themselves, and they don't have one job. They got 15 jobs or 15 clients, and it's this vicious cycle. They can't get out of it. So this course is designed to teach them how to create systems, how to automate systems, how to outsource and train people to do things, how to focus on the business, not in it. And that's just years and years and years of signature course. And then beyond that is a mastermind, which will be a little higher level mastermind. And that's really designed to, really out of selfishness, to be honest with you, is to create a group of people that want to focus on putting their money to work versus creating businesses. And so right now there's a small group, and we do that. Like we're looking at real estate investments, we're in trading currencies and cryptos. And so it's not about really how much we're making. It's more just the ability to put money to work, right? Because your money doesn't sleep, it doesn't get sick, it can work. And I'm embarrassed to say, but no one ever taught me that. Like, even as an entrepreneur, no one really instilled in me, like, hey, you have to put money to work, right? Like, it's easy to go make money. I've been blessed with that. But I've been cursed with I spend as much as I make, because I just didn't know anything else to do with it. And it never really made sense for me to save it, because I could go make it at will. But I'm getting smart in my old age of like, oh, maybe I should invest this and put money to work. And there's all these opportunities to put money to work. It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, most successful people that I know have multiple, at least 7 different sources of income.
Yeah, and each one needs to be able to sustain your lifestyle. Right? So if it takes a month to have your lifestyle, each revenue source should be equivalent to 20 grand, right? So that if 6 of them fail, you're still in business, so to speak.
Yeah, they don't teach this anywhere.
They don't. It's crazy. And so that's really those are my two big things I'm working on, the things that most excite me, that I get to spend all my time on. And so I'm looking forward to getting both those launched here soon.
Awesome. So where can people find you and get more information if they want to connect with you? Thank you so much for your time. And I know you got to run. So where can people find more about you and connect with you?
The best 2 places are facebook.com/Drew Burks or Instagram @Drew Burks. That's the best 2 places right now.
Awesome. I will put them in the description below. You can find them on the gram or on Facebook. And thank you so much for being here, Drew. I'm excited for you and the next venture for you. He's literally, guys, have opened my mind up to so many things. When we met together, I was like, you're doing what? I do the same thing. And you definitely quantify it a lot better than me. I'm like, you charge $1,000? Well, I've totally undervalued myself. So I love surrounding myself with awesome people just like you. And that's exactly why I do this. So thanks for being here again.
Well, you're doing a great job, and I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to have you as a friend. So whatever I can do ever to help you, I'm always here. I appreciate the time. Congratulations on all the exciting things you have going on as well. So
thanks. All right. You know what I always say, much love and aloha, and we guys will see you on the next video.
All right. Bye.